Over the past 20 years, the world has made great progress in fighting poverty. This is in no small measure thanks to the Millennium Development Goals. They are a powerful incentive for real, tangible, and collective action. In his report, A Life of Dignity for All, Secretary General Ban Ki-moon rightly stressed, the MDGs pay off. Fewer people now go to bed hungry. Fewer children are dying from preventable diseases. Better access to clean drinking water has improved health. And this was only possible because we have all worked together. We should all be proud of what has been accomplished. And I'm proud of the contribution of the European Union, our contribution to the MDGs. Over the last 10 years, as a direct consequence of EU aid, 70 million more households had access to drinking water. 7.5 million births were attended by skilled health personnel. Our support ensured that nearly 14 million more boys and girls benefit from primary education. But while we acknowledge all these positive developments, we have no right to be complacent. Too many people remain trapped in poverty. Too many women and babies struggle to survive childbirth. And basic food security remains a luxury for millions. So clearly, much more needs to be done. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe the global community must act urgently on two fronts. First, we must finish what we started. We must keep pursuing all MDGs right to the end. I already announced at the last high-level event on MDGs that the European Union will dedicate €1 billion to helping those countries and MDGs most off track. This special MDG billion is already bearing fruit in supporting those most in need. But we have no intention of resting there. The European Union and its member states will remain the world's largest donor. In our next 7-year budget, from 2014 to 2020, we have again agreed on important development funds. And let me now turn to our second front of action. What comes after 2015? Eradicating extreme poverty within one generation is possible. I think it's very important that we understand that this is feasible, and we should avoid sometimes the indifference with which many people in our world are now getting used to poverty. It is possible to eradicate poverty. And that also requires addressing the global sustainability challenge, building on commitments made in Rio. Let me sketch 5 vital stepping stones to attain that objective. First, empowerment. Only the basic toolbox of decency, with access to education and health care, with water and food security, can people take their development in their own hands. And here, the special role of women and also special attention to children is, of course, of paramount importance. Second, inclusive and sustainable growth is a key ingredient in reducing poverty, especially extreme poverty. Third, environmental sustainability. If not, we put the basic fabric of our economies at risk. Fourth, equity and good governance, because human rights, good governance and rule of law are key for true human development. And fifth, last but not the least, peace and stability. We need to tackle the roots of poverty and unsustainable development and not only deal with the symptoms. All this shows that there is a fundamental link between global sustainability and poverty eradication. The fight against poverty and the fight for sustainability are two sides of the same coin. That's why we need a partnership including governments from all countries, international organizations, civil society, including science and academia, and also the private sector. It will also be important to take into account evolving economic circumstances and capabilities. And to guide this international partnership, we'll need a single integrated post-2015 framework. I therefore welcome the outcome document that we just agreed, also because it contains a roadmap for the process ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, indeed we have a historic chance. We have what it takes to eliminate poverty in our lifetimes. and to ensure sustainable prosperity within the boundaries of what our planet can provide. Frankly, I believe it is a shame in the beginning of the 21st century, with so many developments in technology and in science, with so high levels of prosperity in so many parts of the world, that we get used to this poverty as a kind of fatality. It is not a fatality. It can be and should be the task of our generation to eradicate poverty in the spirit of global solidarity. There is a very beautiful African proverb that I would like to quote. A person is a person through the other persons. We need this spirit. We need this spirit because this is an ethical imperative. And it's not only an ethical imperative, it is the right and smart thing to do. Our globalized world, it will not work if millions are excluded from it. The European Union will continue working hand in hand with our partners to make this happen through an ambitious and comprehensive post-2015 framework. To make it possible, strong leadership is required, because I believe leadership is what we can do to make possible what is necessary, and to fight poverty is indeed the greatest necessity of our times. I thank you for your attention.